What if I told you that right now, miles beneath the surface of the ocean, creatures exist that look more alien than anything Hollywood has ever imagined? Scientists have only explored about 20% of the ocean floor, and what they've found down there will make you question everything you thought you knew about life on Earth. Stay with me, because number 3 is going to blow your mind. First up, the colossal squid. And no, this is not your average calamari. This thing can weigh over 1,100 pounds and grow up to 46 feet long. That's bigger than a school bus. For over 100 years, scientists only knew it existed from pieces found in whale stomachs. It wasn't until April 2025 that researchers from the Schmidt Ocean Institute finally filmed one alive for the first time ever, and the footage is insane. Its tentacles have rotating hooks that spin a full 360 degrees. It regularly fights sperm whales in the dark. And the scary part? Nobody knows how big the largest one could actually be. Meet the Goblin Shark, the creature that looks like it was designed by someone who's never seen a normal shark. This thing has a jaw that literally shoots forward out of its face to catch prey. It lives around 4,000 feet deep, which is why almost nobody has ever seen one alive. Since 1898, it's only been documented about 250 times total. Scientists believe it uses special sensors in its long snout to detect the electrical fields of other fish hiding in the darkness. It's basically a living nightmare that's been roaming the deep sea for 125 million years. Now this one has a name that says it all, the deathball sponge. Discovered in 2025 in the remote Southern Ocean near Antarctica, this carnivorous sponge literally traps and eats small crustaceans. Most sponges just filter water, but not this one. It reaches out, grabs its prey, and slowly digests it alive. The expedition that found it also discovered 30 other completely unknown species in the same area, in a region so isolated that during the research trip, the closest humans were astronauts on the International Space Station. This blood-red squid lives in the freezing depths of the Southern Ocean, 7,000 feet below the surface. Its tentacles end in sharp hooks, and when threatened, it releases clouds of green ink, green, not black like normal squid. For years, scientists only knew it existed because they found pieces of it inside whale stomachs. Then on Christmas Day 2024, yes, Christmas Day, a robotic submarine filmed one alive for the very first time. It's only 3 feet long, but out there in the dark, surrounded by nothing, it looks absolutely terrifying. The Telescope Octopus is almost completely transparent. You can literally see through its body. It floats in the deep sea using barrel-shaped eyes that can rotate to look straight up or sideways, perfect for spotting predators above in the dim light. Scientists found one recently during an expedition off Argentina, 2 miles underwater in a canyon twice as deep as the Grand Canyon. It was described by researchers as looking like something straight out of an alien carnival. This one sounds like it came from a horror movie, and honestly, it kind of did. The zombie worm, real name Ostax, has no mouth, no stomach, and no eyes. Instead, it burrows directly into whale bones on the ocean floor using acid it produces from its own body. It then absorbs the nutrients through its skin. Even weirder, almost every zombie worm you see is female. The males are microscopic and live inside the female's body, sometimes hundreds of them at once, doing nothing except reproducing. In 2025, scientists exploring a canyon off Argentina found something that looked completely unreal, entire packs of pale pink lobsters walking across the seafloor in groups, 2 miles underwater. One king crab they filmed had over 100 barnacles hitchhiking on its back. Why pink? Because at those depths, red light doesn't travel through water, so anything red or pink appears completely black and invisible. It's the perfect camouflage in a world with no light. Found in the Southern Ocean in 2025, this newly discovered scale worm shimmers with rainbow colors, iridescent blues, greens, and purples. But don't be fooled by the beauty. It's a predator that hunts other worms in the complete darkness of the deep sea. Scientists believe the shimmering scales might confuse prey, or warn predators to back off. Either way, it looks like something you'd find in a fantasy video game, not at the bottom of the real ocean. For over 20 years, scientists at the Monterey Bay Aquarium kept spotting a tiny translucent creature in the ocean's midnight zone, over 3,000 feet deep. It had a hood around its head, detachable glowing tentacles, and blue-green bioluminescent dots. Nobody could figure out what it was. It wasn't until 2025 that scientists finally identified it. It's a sea slug, from an entirely new family that nobody had ever seen before. They named it Bathydevius caudactylus. It had been hiding in the deep sea right under scientists' noses for 2 decades.
The giant tube worm. These things can grow up to 8 feet long and live around hydrothermal vents, basically volcanic cracks in the ocean floor, that shoot out scalding water at 750 degrees. They have no mouth and no digestive system. Instead, they host billions of bacteria inside their bodies that convert chemicals from the volcanic water into energy. Scientists thought nothing could survive under the seafloor itself, until 2024, when they found colonies of these worms thriving in thermal cavities beneath the ocean floor, in conditions where only bacteria were thought to exist. In 2024, scientists pulled up a creature from the Izu Ogasawara Trench, nearly 18,000 feet deep, that looked like a cross between a snail and a beetle. It had 8 separate shell plates on its back, allowing it to curl into a perfect protective ball, like an armadillo of the deep sea. Nobody knew what to call it, so they asked the internet. Over 8,000 name suggestions poured in from around the world. The creature went viral on YouTube. Scientists reviewed every single suggestion and chose the name Ferreira populi, meaning, of the people. It lives exclusively on sunken wood at the bottom of the ocean, wood that sinks and stays there for decades, becoming an entire ecosystem in the darkness. Scientists exploring the deep sea in 2025 pulled up something that looked like a tiny parasitic creature covered in white bumps. Researchers immediately called it the popcorn isopod. It's a parasite that latches onto other deep sea creatures and feeds off them slowly. What makes it terrifying is its shell. It looks like freshly popped popcorn, which acts as perfect camouflage in the pale, sandy seafloor. It was one of 14 completely new species discovered in a single expedition, proving that every time we send a robot into the deep, we find something nobody has ever seen.
So, there you have it. Creatures that prove the deep ocean is the most alien place on Earth. And remember, we've only explored 20% of it. Who knows what's still down there, waiting to be discovered? If this blew your mind, subscribe, because next week we're going even deeper. Drop a comment below. Which creature freaked you out the most?